All right, I don't know about you. If you have $100,000 laying around right now, most people don't. So the future value of a dollar is good to understand, and it's good to kind of see how that works. But really, what we want to kind of teach you is understanding how an annuity works. So annuity is a series of equal payments. And so not too many people have $100,000 laying around when they're 20. Another option is set aside money aside each month to put in investment. So this is what I'm recommending doing. The number one investment, I will tell you this right now, the number one investment you can make is your own business. There's nothing like it. You could go and get other people's money and build a business and sell it for hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. And so there's no return. You can't even calculate a return because the return's so high. But then the next investment is obviously investment in your skills, your ability to go out and earn income. So that's why a lot of you want to go to college, you want to get a degree, and you want to get earned income. Some of you are like, maybe that's not for me. I don't want to do more education. Maybe I want to get a skill. I want to learn how to do plumbing. I want to be a welder, or I want to be a firefighter. There's many jobs out there that don't require a 4-year degree, and some of you should consider some of those. Um, some people then, once they do have that earned income, they they want to consider investing. So that's setting money aside into an investment plan, and you do that eh, as a series of equal payments. I'm going to show you what that would look like and what that does. And so, in my example here, it says you decide to put $500 per month into investment that earns 8% interest. It compounds monthly, and you do this for the next 40 years. How much will you have at the end of 40 years? So, since this is now annuity, the N now represents the total number of payments. So before we had N was the total number of compounds. Well, every time we compound, every time we make a payment, we're going to make the assumption that we're having a compound. It can be different in real life, but we're going to just keep it simple here. All right, so I'm going to, for the 40 years of work, I'm going to put a payment in monthly, and I'm going to do this for 40 years. So I'm going to make 480 payments. So I know this is hard to say to a young person. All right, so for the next 480 months, you're going to make a payment, but we're going to do this, and I want you to do this. So we're really starting off with $0. We're starting off with zero, but we're going to make a payment, an outflow of $500, and we're going to put in a lower interest rate. Now I'm going to go with 8, just to be a little more conservative in the estimate and just show you what that would look like. So when we put 500 a month, we do that 480 times, we do that monthly, we end up with $1.7 million. And so by the age we're 61, we get the 1.7. If we go with a lower interest rate and we change this to 5, and we just kind of save our money, that only gets us to 763. Okay. What happens if we get a little more aggressive and we go back to the 8% and we put in 600 a month? That gets us to $2 million. So for a little as $600 a month, um, we could do that. Okay. Now, it depends on how you manage your money, though. And if you live in too expensive housing, you have too expensive on your transportation, you like to go out and eat a lot, you like to go on vacations all the time, you might not be able to cough up that 600. And so your future self is like, hey, calm down a little bit, make some good financial decisions, and try to set aside $600 a month. And a lot of you, your income is going to go up as you go through life. So that 600 might seem like a lot when you're 21, 22, but when you're 35 and you're making a lot more money, 600 is going to be a smaller percentage of your income. So at that stage, that number might even go up. So to build net worth, you just need to start early and often, and I can't stress that enough. Let's say we just put it as the stock market average, and we change that to 10%. We get 3 points. Look at that 2-point jump in how you invest. And so that's why it's important that you invest. And then secondly, is you have a financial advisor to help you. What happens if you put a little bit more and you make that 800 a month and you do that? That comes up to 5 million. Okay, so 5 million, I know in 40 years won't be what 5 million is today, but it will still be 5 million, and 5 million is a lot better than zero. So that's kind of why you want to do that. Now, let's say let me go back to the 500 number here, and let me keep it at 10. So let me get this to 3 million. So if we do 10%, $3 million, that sounds great. Well, what happens if you don't take Mr. Navicus's advice? Let's say he's like, "What? Listen, old man, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to do my own thing. Whatever. You're just not going to do it." Well, let's say the light bulb goes off when you're 41. Let's say you're 41. Oh man, I really need to start investing. You wasted 20 years of investing because you didn't want to listen to me, and you didn't have the discipline to put the 500 in. We're going to cut this in half. Let's make this 240. So in order to get the same spot as the person that started at 21 to put the 500 in, to get to the same spot, you're going to have to put in starting at age 41. I'm going to work backwards here. I'm going to solve for the payment. You're going to have to put in $4,164 a month to get to the same spot that the person at age. If that doesn't wake you up here, if that doesn't get you thinking about this, because let's think about it. Where are you going to be when you're 41? Well, some of you are going to maybe be single still. Some of you might be married. Some of you might be married and divorced. Some of you might be married with children, married, divorced with children. Whatever scenario you're going to be at age 41. Your expenses might be a little bit higher because if you do have a family, they are expensive, and so you're not going to have that extra 4,000 maybe laying around to invest. And so that's why we want to start early. Okay, I want you to start early. The best thing you could do. So when you are 61 years old, Mr. Navicus is taking his dirt nap somewhere. You'll be glad that you listened to Mr. Navicus and you started early and often. Okay. And a lot of you guys aren't going to be business majors. So it's important that you, I would say, make good financial decisions with how you're funding college. I mean, that's where it all kind of starts. I'm going to throw a couple of stats at you. The graduation rate at universities in the United States of America is in the low 60s. I'm talking like 63, 64%. It fluctuates a little bit every year. So of all the students that go off to a four-year degree, only 64% graduate. That's not good. That means a lot of people have paid, borrowed money, and they're not even getting their degree. A third roughly. Probably a little bit more than that. Now, I think a District 113 student, probably the rate's a lot higher. You guys are prepared for college. But there's a lot of reasons why students don't finish their four-year degree. The number one reason is actually money. They run out of money to fund the degree to finish it. But you better make sure you know what you're doing when you sign up for that, because you're making an investment in yourself and you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. But don't look around you and say, hey, Bobby's going to Michigan, I need to go to Michigan. But if Bobby's family is paying for Michigan and your family is not paying for Michigan, you do not borrow that kind of money. You got to be smart about your undergraduate choice. So really pick the right college for you, both the college where you think you're going to have success and the college that is financially feasible. But then we think about the kids that then graduate college. There's a lot of students that graduate college, and that's 63% that graduate, and then they're underemployed. That means they get a job that doesn't even require a college degree. So that's like a really bad investment to go out and spend that kind of money on a degree, and then you get a job that doesn't even require a degree. You're moving backwards fast with your net worth. So, be smart, make sure you have purpose. That's the best advice I could give you. I don't really know you. I'm not going to get to know you personally, but I do care for young people, and I hope they make the right decisions, both with what they're trying to accomplish and with their finances. All right, so it's just something to kind of think about as you kind of mess around with this calculator, and you can do all kinds of stuff with it, and kind of see what kind of how it looks and what you're trying to do. So basically, take this content that I gave you, work through the assignment. Make sure that you take your time, because I will grade it for accuracy. So make sure if you don't understand something, you go back and rewatch the video on what I explained. Look at the worksheet with the answers that I'm giving to you, and make sure that everything is kind of matching up as you do that. So slow down with it, but good luck. And this is probably one of the most important concepts that you learn in your pre-calculus class. The teachers do an excellent job of going through it with you because they also go over mortgages and car loans and stuff like that. But I take it from the perspective of, hey, invest and get compounding interest on your side. And it doesn't take a lot of money when you're 21 years old. Get a financial advisor. Get a financial advisor to help you set up and they keep you on task with what you're trying to accomplish. All right. So good luck to you and have fun messing around with the numbers.